सबसे अलग है, सबसे जुदा। सुनो एक नई आवाज, बातें नई है, नया अंदाज। सुनो एक नई आवाज, दिल से है आपके साथ। नया है ये पेशकदम।
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to yet another episode of Peshkadam. Islamic University of Science and Technology is the first university in the country introducing an Office of Deen Outreach, which is a state-of-art intervention into the academic and community affairs. The Deen Outreach Office is primarily responsible to establish strong communication and connectivity of academia with industry. It shall enhance community outreach and extension of activities at IUST. At the end of the day, our activities should get results and benefit the society. Now we'll talk to Honorable Vice Chancellor of IUST, Professor Shakil Ahmad Romshoo, to enlighten us further on the initiative.
Today with us is the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Islamic University and Science and Technology, who has introduced the Office of Dean of Outreach. We will get to know more about this from our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Assalamu alaikum, sir. We welcome you in this episode of Peshkadam. Sir, as you have introduced the Office of Dean Outreach, what is your vision behind establishing this office?
If you look at the foreign universities, any university, so you will see the outreach is a very important component of any universities. University का काम होता है very qualified, competent, communicative human resource produce करना. तो traditionally हमारे universities में dean academics, dean research, dean academics का काम होता है academics को promote करना. Dean research का काम होता है कि promote research in areas which are of societal importance, and Dean outreach will basically provide that connect between the academia and the society. And when I say society, society will comprise of industries, will comprise of the common people, will comprise of the government and other stakeholders. So it is very important for any किसी भी university के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि डीन फॉर आउटरीच होना चाहिए, ताकि ये जो कनेक्शन है जो बाकी मुझे लगता है एक मिसिंग लिंक है अभी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में, उस मिसिंग लिंक को फिलअप करने के लिए हमने IUST में डीन फॉर आउटरीच की पोजीशन जो है एस्टैब्लिश की.
Sir, as you mentioned that you will fulfill this missing link between that. What are your immediate plans for the future?
ये जो डीन आउटरीच के हवाले से मैं बताऊं कि जैसे मैंने कहा जो मिसिंग लिंक है, जैसे ये IUST की नहीं है, ये मेरे ख्याल में सारे मुल्क में ये देयर इज अ मिसिंग लिंक, देयर इज अ गैप बिटवीन स्टेक होल्डर्स एंड द यूनिवर्सिटीज. तो इसमें जो है जैसे मैंने एक स्टेक होल्डर है हमारी कम्युनिटीज, जो भी हम काम करते हैं, जो भी हम रिसर्च करते हैं, अल्टीमेटली वी वांट डू इट फॉर द टू एड्रेस द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द कम्युनिटी. जो इसमें पैसे खर्च होते हैं वो तो टैक्स पेयर्स मनी होता है, लोगों के पैसे होते हैं, और इसलिए बहुत ज़रूरी है कि जो यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में रिसर्च होता है उसका फ़ायदा कम्युनिटीज़ को मिले. तो एक जो है आउटरीच हम कम्युनिटीज़ हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं कि पहले यूनिवर्सिटी के आसपास जितने भी कम्युनिटीज़ है, खासकर जो स्किल वर्कर्स है, पोर्टर्स है, ब्लैक स्मिथ्स है, कुछ एरियाज़ ऐसे हैं जहाँ पर या कोई विलेज में वुमेन रिलेटेड इश्यूज है, जहाँ जहाँ भी हमारी कुछ एक्सपर्टीज है, चाहे वो इंजीनियरिंग के हवाले से, चाहे वो नर्सिंग के हवाले से, चाहे वो पॉलिटेक्निक के हवाले से, ये एक हमारा कनेक्ट होगा. दूसरा जो हमारे यहाँ से अलुमनाई बहुत पास हुए हैं, 15 साल से हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी चल रही है, 10-12 बैचेस यहाँ से निकले हैं, तो उनको कैसे हम यूनिवर्सिटी के साथ कनेक्ट कर लें, क्योंकि वो दुनिया के हर हिस्से में अभी काम कर रहे हैं, तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के लिए उनके साथ कनेक्ट करना. और तीसरा इमीडिएट जो कनेक्ट हमारा होगा वो है बेसिकली द इंडस्ट्रियल. आपने देखा होगा कि नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हमारे जो बच्चे यहाँ से निकले, चाहे वो बीटेक से हो, चाहे बीएससी से हो, बीए हो, एमएससी हो या पीएचडी हो, उनके पास स्किल्स होनी चाहिए सो दैट दे आर एम्प्लॉयबल। तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि यूनिवर्सिटी जितने भी इंडस्ट्रीज है, स्मॉल सेक्टर में, मीडियम सेक्टर में, यहाँ पर ज़्यादा इंडस्ट्रीज है स्मॉल सेक्टर में, तो उनके साथ हम जुड़ रहे हैं।
Sir, you talked about the areas you will focus on. Sir, what would be its possible outcomes?
और पॉसिबल आउटकम ये होगा कि अभी जो है, अभी पीएचडी स्टूडेंट्स भी यूनिवर्सिटी से निकलते हैं और फिर ऐसी जॉब्स करते हैं और जॉब्स क्योंकि दे आर नॉट स्किल। तो हमारा ये मकसद है कि एक तो हम यहाँ का जो जैसे मैंने कहा कि जितने भी हमारे कोर्सेज है उसमें स्किल एक कंपोनेंट बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट होगा। और दूसरी जो यहाँ से काम होता है, जो मैंने कहा, ये लोगों को इसका फायदा पहुंचे।
Sir, you have chosen a distinguished expert for this position, Professor Shabir Ahmad Bhat sahab. How do you think his contribution would benefit the main stakeholders?
शबीर साहब जो प्रोफेसर शबीर भट्ट, अगर आप देखिए उसने कश्मीर यूनिवर्सिटी में भी कैरियर काउंसलिंग में उसने पहले भी कैरियर काउंसलिंग सेंटर रहे हैं, उसको आउटरीच के साथ कुछ एक्सपीरियंस है पहले ही, तो इसलिए हमने उनको जो है यहाँ पर डीन फॉर आउटरीच अपॉइंट किया है। आई एम श्योर दैट सो ही इज कैपेबल पर्सन एंड ही इज कॉम्पिटेंट एंड ही वुड बी एबल टू टेक आवर मिशन, द यूनिवर्सिटीज के जो आउटरीच के गोल्स है, आउटरीच का जो मिशन है, उसको वो इम्प्लीमेंट अच्छी तरह से कर सकते। 4-5 महीने पहले हमने यहाँ पर एक मीडिया एडवाइजर टू वाइस चांसलर अपॉइंट किया। उसका मेन मकसद यही था कि जितने भी एक्टिविटीज़ यहाँ हो रही है, जितने भी कुछ अचीवमेंट से यूनिवर्सिटी हासिल कर रही है डिफरेंट फील्ड्स में, डिफरेंट स्कूल्स में, डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम्स में, तो उसको एक पब्लिक इंटरफेस मिले इन द मीडिया, बोथ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक एंड प्रिंट। तो आपने देखा होगा कि बहुत ज़्यादा विजिबिलिटी बढ़ गई है, और चूंकि डीन आउटरीच का एक important component है to reach to the communities.
Sir, at last, I would like to know, how do you see this office contributing towards the overall presence and mandate of Islamic University and Science and Technology?
बिल्कुल, मेरे ख्याल में ये एक मिसिंग लिंक है, और ये जो हमने फिलअप की, और मेरे ख्याल से जितने भी यूनिवर्सिटीज हैं, नॉट ओनली जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख, बल्कि बाहर भी, बाकी स्टेट्स में भी, आप देखेंगे कि इसका एक एक मॉडल बनेगा, और इसको लेके कि बहुत से और यूनिवर्सिटीज भी डीन फॉर आउटरीच एस्टैब्लिश करेंगे। क्योंकि कीपिंग इन जितने भी मैंने आपको कहे कि इसकी जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज है, इसकी जो फंक्शंस है, इसकी जो ड्यूटीज होंगे, वो एक यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। आई थिंक इट बिकम्स कंप्लीट। जैसे मैंने कहा, हिंदुस्तान से बाहर अगर आप देखेंगे, आउटरीच इज एज इम्पोर्टेंट एज रिसर्च एंड एकेडमिक्स। तो ये तीनों मिलके, आउटरीच, एकेडमिक्स एंड रिसर्च मिलके, आई थिंक यूनिवर्सिटी के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है, यूनिवर्सिटी के ग्रोथ के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है, यूनिवर्सिटी के प्रमोशन के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है।
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, my pleasure.
Now we'll talk to Professor Shabir Ahmad to enlighten us further on the initiative. Professor Shabir Ahmad Bhat is the Dean Outreach in IUST, and he has been in the academics for more than 30 years.
As a newly appointed Dean Outreach, what are your objectives?
Well, at the very outset, I would like to thank you. I would like to thank the Peshkadam team for coming over here and speaking to me, because I believe now this is going to give me an opportunity to put my vision and mission across, and the number of activities that will be carried out over a period of time in collaboration and support with my all heads and deans and other, I would say, faculty members at IUST. So thank you for having me and giving me an opportunity to speak to you today. And the question that you begin with, that you asked, that what will be my objectives, right? So the first thing is that I must tell you that this is, I would say, the first university in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and I think it is among very few universities at the national level or there. Some of AITs, they have what we call Office of the Dean Outreach. So it's a very unique initiative that has been taken by the Honorable Vice Chancellor of this university to establish the full-fledged Office of the Dean Outreach, which will be primarily responsible to establish strong communication and connectivity with academia, with industry, and enhance community outreach and extension activities at IUST, so that at the end of the day, all our activities that are being academics, science, research, and technology, this has become very result oriented and beneficial to the society at large. And it conveys a lot, I must tell you that, about the vision of the Honorable Vice Chancellor, who has taken several initiatives over a period of time to bring not only high visibility to this institution, but to connect this institution with top-notch institutions and academic organizations and universities, I would say at national and international level. So a lot of exciting things have been happening, and I find myself very fortunate, based on my experience. I have here to briefly tell you, I have been academics for the last more than 30 years, academics, research, and directly and indirectly part of various outreach activities at the University of Kashmir, and had the privilege and the pleasure of, contributing my bit to the development, corporate and science and academic development of the University of Kashmir. And as I said, pleasure to be here. I hope that I will have an opportunity here to do my bit.
Sir, considering your experience and accomplishments, you have been trusted with this major responsibility. And what special contribution will you be making as a Dean Outreach?
Well, as I said, if you look at my own accomplishments and contributions, God has been very kind to me, for giving me this opportunity to contribute to the development of an academic institution like University of Kashmir. I believe that students primarily, is the heartbeat of any education system. They are at the heartbeat of a university system, is the center of the entire academic institution. And what is important, is that all our activities are primarily focused towards the development of these students. In next few years, we will take Islamic University of Science and Technology to new heights, to connect it with all stakeholders, to connect it with the government, to connect with academic institutions, to connect it with all the agencies at national and international level.
Sir, as you talked about stakeholders, so how can the main stakeholders like the alumni assist towards this goal?
We recently had a meeting. That was the second offline meeting. The first one was online meeting. We had a meeting with the alumni. Connecting with alumni is one of our major activities, because alumni are, at the end of the day, they're the ambassadors of this institution, and I believe that they have so much to offer. We can use their expertise, we can use their talent, and we can use their knowledge and insight. We can bring it back to the Islamic University of Science and Technology.
Sir, outreach is oriented towards larger community. Which areas will you focus?
There are a lot of areas what we'll be focusing. For example, we will begin with when it comes to the larger community. To begin with, I would, focus on the adjoining areas, because it's very important. It has been established in a place called Hon'ble. And I think this university has a responsibility towards the people who are living in the adjacent areas. And by adopting certain villages and going back to those villages, by creating a network with the industries that are around, and awareness in terms of healthcare, is something very, very, and awareness in terms of cleanliness and the opportunities that exist, because there are a lot of schemes that are coming from the office of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, like to make self-reliant India.
And how do you see outreach and PR coming together in synergy?
Okay, when it comes to Public Relations Center, I have met this PR advisor very recently. I've had a meeting with her, and even today it came up for a discussion in our meeting. At the end of the day, PR is very, very important, and I strongly believe that, as you have rightly said, that they are doing a very amazing work. I think IUST, as compared to all other universities in the Union Territory, is in all social platforms. When it comes to Facebook and other, and there are, I see thousands and thousands of people actually are connecting and see the developments, what's happening at IUST. So PR, as of now, I would say it is coming up and evolving, but there's a lot of scope to improve it at all levels. And I truly find myself fortunate that we will have, perhaps, inshallah, by the grace of God, opportunity to be a part of these people, to be a part of these brilliant minds, who are doing amazing work. And together maybe it's not an individual, together we will be able to make a difference in the lives of the students, in the lives of the community, and take IUST to new heights.
Thank you so much, sir.
This was all from us today. If you want to get back to us, please mail us at iustpeshkadam@gmail.com. Thank you for joining. See you in the next session.